Well, when we started up, we didn't have a lot of money personally to put into the business, and probably as most entrepreneurs don't. So we had to find some ingenuitive ways to come up with the money. Like I said, the banks weren't really willing to give us a fair shake until we had some product out on the shelf. So once we got some product moving and some sales, there was a little bit of money from banks, but banks will only give you so much money compared to how much the equipment is worth. So we found some money from bank loans. We got some personal mortgages that were terrifying, who are looming over our heads at all times that keep you working. And then we also found some interesting equity options for friends and family. So we found some friends and family who believed in us more so than the plan in the business. They didn't need to see a whole long business plan. They knew Graham and I from personal life. And so they were able to look at us and say, if anyone's going to be able to pull this off, it's probably those guys. And so we set up an agreement with them where they own some equity in the business, and they grow with the business as we do because they got in from day one. So equipment-wise, we ordered the equipment with a 50% down payment on all the manufacturing equipment, which was $250,000, which was all the money we'd borrowed at that point. And we didn't even have a lease on a building to put it in, but we knew that it was going to be 6 months before the equipment was ready. So we had to get our foot in the door. We had to get that equipment ordered so that it could be manufactured. And we had 6 months, we knew, to find a building and find the other half of the money to get up and running. So we worked with realtors and found a building eventually after about 1.5 years that suited our business perfectly. We started moving everything in, and about 2 weeks after we signed the lease, the equipment started to arrive just in time after we got our final loans and our final equity built up to pay for it. Once we got the money from the banks and we got our equity money, we realized that there was a bit of operational money short in our budget. So we needed to find a place to get that money. The banks probably weren't going to give us any more money leveraged against the business, and we weren't able to give away any more than the operational control of the business. So we had to find an ingenuitive way to come up with that extra money. And the way we did that, we looked at things like Kickstarter and other social media crowdfunding. We realized that probably wasn't going to be the best way to go. Kickstarter works really well for a company if you're making a t-shirt or a bottle opener that you can ship around the world, but we're a very local business. We can't ship beer. It's pretty much illegal in any place to do that. So we knew we had to take control of the whole system ourselves. We made a program we call our Golden Growler program, and that's where someone buys a membership to the program and they get beer for life essentially. So they pay $5,000 and they're able to get a growler, a big jug of beer once a week. And they come in, get their beer, they get to know what's happening with the brewery, they get to share that beer with their friends and family, and they are able to say they were part of the Toolshed story as well.